Hey, it is Dee, the Learning Mandarin Jamaican, and today is day 4. So we're going to take a little break from the vocabulary today and try to come and wrap our heads around 15 ways Mandarin is different from English that we need to take into consideration so that way we can understand the language that we want to learn, right? So I am going to break this up into 3 videos, each discussing 5 different ways, which is totaling the 15. And that is because we need time to wrap our minds around this, considering that my native language is English, right? So I kind of want to really, truly understand the structure. So that way, as we're learning these vocabulary words and learning more words in the language in which we're learning, in this case, Mandarin, it'll be probably easier for me to process, right? So let's get on with day 4. So the 15 ways, these are the first 5. So one way that Mandarin is different from English is in tenses. Okay, so Mandarin doesn't have verb tenses like past, present, and future. Instead, they use context and time words to indicate the time. So like Zotian, that means yesterday. Mingtian means tomorrow. So if we in Jiantian, it's today. But if we're talking like in English, like I ate breakfast, like I already did. I ate in the past. I ate breakfast today. Maybe it's in the afternoon and I'm like, I ate breakfast. That was this morning. So that was like past tense. That's how we would say it in English, is I ate breakfast. But in Mandarin, there is no tenses on verbs, and eat, to eat, or ate is a verb because that's showing an action that we're doing. So if we're doing something like eating, we know there is no past tense for that. Okay. And that's for any verb: running, eating, reading, anything that's of action or a verb. So the way they say it in Mandarin, instead of saying I ate breakfast, they would say wo chi zo tian la. So wo chi zo tian la. The la at the end is a la particle, or la, should I say, because it's the e, the la. So wo chi zo, zo, like how, zao. So it's zo. Tan, C is a T. So zao tan la. So wo chi zao tan la. It indicates completion, but not past tense. So it just says it's done. Like I eat breakfast, done. So because it's already done. I ate breakfast was basically saying I ate breakfast already, or I eat breakfast, done. So it's already done. That's what the lie is telling us. So even if they're saying wo chi zo tan la, or if they're saying wo chi zo tan, so if they just leave it alone, it's just saying I eat breakfast. La is saying it's done already. I eat breakfast and it's gone. That's how I can think about it. Okay. So I know when I see this la followed by an action, like I eat breakfast. This is a new word. We already had chur, I believe, as a word and a vocabulary word. So zo, how, zao, tan, zao tan. That's breakfast. So that's a new vocabulary word I can get to know just by saying this sentence. I eat breakfast, done, la. So I can plug and play with that sentence by itself as I learn more vocabulary words. So I can do something else and done, right? To show that I ate is already done, past tense. I can use that instead. So that's cool. Another thing that is different is the plural noun. So Mandarin does not have or use plural forms the same way as English do. Only pronouns have a plural suffix, which is the man, like Tai man is saying they. But nouns remains the same. But pronouns, they can use the man at the end, like Tai man, which means they. So an example of that would be another way to say it. Now we're talking plurals. So we're talking plurals. So we're saying in English, we'll say 3 cats. We'll put an S on the end of that to show more than that. We're talking about more than one cat. So we'll put an S at the end, cats. I have 3 cats. Okay. Where in Mandarin, they'll say the number 3, which is san. So they say san jer mao. San jer mao. Now, mao is cat. It's like you saying meow, but mao. So san, like E-R, san, jer, that's a G. San jer mao. San jer mao. So it's saying 3, and then that jer, that Z-H-I, is a measure word. And it's used only when you have animals. There's different measure words, and depending upon what you're talking about, that's the measure word that will go before the noun, which is the cat. Okay, in this case. So san jer mao. If it was a bear, it probably would be san jer, however you say bear in Mandarin, right? I don't know that word yet. So mao is cat. So we're saying 3 cats, except it's no S at the end. We're representing more than one cat by saying the number. So that is kind of simple to remember. So when I'm talking about something, I need to say the number first, followed by the measure word for whatever noun I am talking about. Now, in this case, if it's an animal, I'll use this jer. And yep, for animals. So that is for cats, dogs, birds, etc. Now, the third way is different is by articles. Now, Mandarin does not have definite or indefinite articles. Instead, they use classifiers, which is measure words. They use measure words, and they're used when specifying quantities. So instead of saying a book or the book, because we're only talking about one book, we're putting the number first. So in this case, the number, since it's one book, it would be the number 1 in Mandarin, which is yi. Yi bun shu. Yi bun shu, which is 1 measure word, bun shu. Shu is book. And we learned that one. That was one of our vocabulary words. And as you can see, this measure word is different. It's bun. It's bun. Bun. And that's because it's not representing an animal. So if it was representing an animal, then we'll use this jer. But since it's representing a book, there's a specific measure word for a book or notebooks or magazines. And that is the bun. So this one classifies books, notebooks, and magazines. That's when we'll use this one. Now, the 4th way is different is the subject-verb agreement. So Mandarin does not change based on the subject that you're talking about. So the subject in this case is he. So if in English, we would say he runs. Because, it would say he runs or he ran, like past tense in English, or they run. But we're just talking about run, right? But in Mandarin, he is represented by ta and pao bu. Pao bu. So bu is straight down, 4th tone. Pao like how, because it's 3rd tone. So it's pao. So to pao bu. And then if it's they run, it is tai man pao bu. Pao bu. There is no verb change. So the pao bu is the same, whether you're talking about he, she, or they run, he run. It wouldn't be ran or runs. It would just be the verb in and of itself, by itself. And remember, there's no plurals. So it'd be just he, as well as we use, when do you use pao by itself? Like this one is pao bu. But how do you know when to use just the pao, not the pao bu, right? So they gave me some examples. So I got some examples here. So it says, to Paula, he ran away. Okay. To Paula, he ran away. So it be like Kui Pao, run quickly. So you got this quickly, which is an adjective in front of the verb. Okay, so this comes, the quickly or the adjective come first. So quickly run, which means run quickly. So to Paula. So it just means run away, right? In this one, when it say pao bu, it means run. And this one, to Paula. Remember that la means it's done. It's already happened. It's complete. The run is complete. The run is done based on what we know about the particle la or la. La with the right? And now the last one, gender pronunciations and words, which is pretty simple because we learned this, I believe, in the first set of vocabulary words on day 1. So English has gender pronouns like he, she, they, but Mandarin does not have a spoken gender distinction. The only way you will really know the difference is by looking at the characters. There's a written distinction, but no speaking distinction. When we talk in English, we say he did this, she did that, they did this, or it. Well, in Mandarin, he, she, and they is all represented by ta. So if somebody's talking, they're saying ta. The only way you can really know the difference if it's a girl or a boy is based on the context. If you're there, if they're pointing and they're saying ta, he, they're pointing at a guy. So you know it's a guy. So ta, and, or if you see the symbol, if you see the symbol, that's the boy, then the girl symbol, and then that's the it symbol. But it's all pronounced ta. I mean, no matter what. So when you're speaking, it's always ta for he, she, it, and they is ta men, mun, tai man, for they. So it kind of resorts back to what we learned in vocabulary day 1 on the he and the she. In spoken, it's just ta. But if it's written, you will see this. So you will know it's a boy, and you will see this, and you will know it's a girl. The only other way you'll know is if you're listening to the rest of the sentence. And in Mandarin, they explain a lot just verbally, right? In context more than anything. So if you're listening to the sentence, if you see a group of boys, so you know they're talking about boys. And that's just how it works. So we look forward to day 5, where we're going to go over 5 more things that makes Mandarin different from English. Right now, we just do a review of this. So we know that they don't have no tenses, no past and present tenses on verbs. So if they did something in the past, present, or future, we just want to say what they did and put the la at the end so it indicates that it's already done, right? Especially when we're talking about something that's already been completed. Plurals, there's no plurals. Instead of adding an S at the end, we need to specify the number on how many there are. So we know we need the number, and we know that when we use numbers and right before the noun that we're representing, or that we're the number of whatever it is we're talking about, there needs to be a measure word in between, or it won't be correct in Mandarin. They'll think that we're crazy and don't know what we're talking about. And then we need to understand that there's certain measure words for certain things. And we're going to learn the measure words too, all the different ones. So we're going to end up learning those. But we know for animals, it's jur. So the jur needs to go between the number and the noun itself to represent however many there are. And then, so if it was 2 cats, instead of saying 2 cats, we would say R jur mao, because R is 2 in Mandarin. And then the articles, we understand that there needs to be a measure word in there that represents a book. And that measure word is different, as explained previously. So for books or book, one book, we would just say yi, yi bun shu. Okay, so we got that. And then with the subject verb, we need to understand that it's just he run. Even if he runs, it's just he run. And we need to also understand, like Tapala is like ran. He ran away. La shows that it's already complete. He already ran away. And que. That means quickly. And they'd be like que. Because that's AI. So it's more like kwai. It's like, well, me. So it's kwai pao. Run quickly. And then the genders. We know he and she is ta. He, she, it, all ta. All ta. No matter what, it's ta. The symbol is different, but it's pronounced ta. Any way it go. So when we speak it, it's always ta. All right, so we good with all 5 of those. I'll see you in day 5.